What's up, guys? Rick from DFS On Demand here with my one and done preview for the AT&T Byron Nelson. It's been a while since we've done one of these, so I apologize. You know, it's one of these situations. Life got in the way a little bit. For those of you who have been following, there was an off week at the Zurich, which is the week that I also had my gallbladder removed, so I was kind of off the grid for a bit. I completely got out of my routine. I completely forgot to make a pick for the Wells Fargo Championship. Certainly not proud of it. It usually doesn't happen. I'm usually pretty good at getting all my picks in. I did not make one for the Wells Fargo Championship, which is going to hurt us in the standings, which I'll show you right now, and I'll show you where we stand here. So, going back to the Valero Texas Open, not a good showing from our three choices, Hoffman, List, and Steele. Then I went out and got a no pick goose egg for, let's see here, for Wells Fargo Championship, 3 no picks across the board. And then last week at the Players, we did okay. We spent up on DJ, we spent up on Justin Thomas, and we spent up on Ricky Fowler. Fowler obviously missing the cut, but we did get 6 figures from each one of the other 2 golfers that we had. So we're now done segment 2. Out of 4, and we are 2/5 of the way through that Majors and Players Championship segment as well. So where do we stand? So segment 2, let's see. Well, I can pull up the standings here. Segment 2, we had 1.3 million in 2 lineups. Let's see if I can find this real quick. We did not cash, so first place was basically 4.3 million. We were, well, I guess I can search for us. We finished segment 2. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. 1,012.81st, which is basically what we did for, it's a similar position to what we are overall in this lineup. Then we've got, this one was pretty good, 730th, and then 636th. So not bad, but certainly not enough. We're just not picking enough winners is the problem. We're really not. So we turn our attention to this week in the Byron Nelson, and it's really interesting because the course that's going to be used this week is Trinity Forest, which is the first time it's ever being used on the PGA Tour. It's less than 2 years old. Hasn't even existed that long. Going to open up a lot of options. We've got 0 course history, of course, and the field's pretty weak, okay? It's Jordan Spieth and everybody else. Jordan Spieth is 5-1 to win this event. That is rare you get anyone with that good of odds to win a golf tournament. And then the next tier, not that close. Kuchar and Sergio next at 16-1. Jordan Spieth far and away the favorite to win this, and I don't disagree. We're going to have to load up on him. I talked about this a lot in the DFS preview. He did not have great course history at the Byron Nelson in the past, but it's a new course. Everyone's on an even playing field. So we're going to take the top guy. We're going to have as much Spieth as we can possibly get. If you're looking for some other options, I think Jimmy Walker is a really good option. Okay, coming in with 3 straight top 20s. His game seems to be very sharp. He's 20-1 to win this event. I think he's a good play. If you're looking for some, I don't want to call them scrubs, but if you're looking at some value options or some guys further down the list, some long shots, this is the week to do it. You get an opportunity to get everyone on an even playing field. It's a weak field, so if you want to go down and grab one of these guys, Joaquin Niemann, I think, would be fine. Let's see who else here. Aaron Wise, I think, is fine as well. I mean, there's plenty of options down here. And when we look at the stats for this week, we're going to see even more value options or some more long shots. But I'm going to go out and I'm going to get the stud of all studs, Jordan Spieth, who is the #1 player in the field. He is basically on top of this field in every single category. If he's not in first, he's like top 5 in everything. You can see as I run through here, it's the Spieth show. And what I also like about using him this week is that if we go to the percentages, he's already been used by 46% of the field. Now, if you haven't used him, you might be saving him for a major. So I'm wondering how many guys will actually roster Jordan Spieth this week. We're going to do it in 2 lineups. We're going to do it in the only 2 lineups that we can take him in. We've already used him over here at the Masters. So we'll take Spieth in lineups 2 and 3. And then for our lineup number 1, it's really unlucky because I would have loved to have used Jimmy Walker here, but we have already used him in this lineup. And I think that's the only lineup we've used him in, right? Yeah. So it's the only one we can't use him in. And it's also the only one I can't use Spieth in. As much as I like Matt Kuchar, he doesn't really have that winning upside a lot of weeks. So it's hard to pick him in a one-and-done format when we are in a desperate need of a win. I'm going to go and I'm going to take somebody who I think is pretty much off the grid, and I think it's going to be Adam Scott. So the reason I'm taking Adam Scott, if you were looking at the cheat sheet, well, first of all, it's a super weak field, but he's 25-1 to win this. Coming off an 11th place at the Masters, he's popped off a couple times back since the Honda, right? You can see he's got a couple of top 20s here, or top 16s, and he's back to that putting stroke that is so close to anchoring. I don't know how it's not anchoring, but it's obviously getting him back into his comfort level when he was anchoring the putter. This is pretty much just trying to get out in front of Adam Scott if he is back in form, if he is going to keep it going. And in a field like this, he's like your, 10th favorite to win it. So it's not the absolute worst case scenario. I expect we're going to get him at a very low ownership, and it's just we have to plug him into the lineup that we're not eligible to use really any of our other bigger options in. So what's exciting is this is the start of segment 3. So I'd love to get off to a good start here with Spieth. And then if Adam Scott pulls through, we'll probably be in a really great spot for segment 3. So keep an eye out. Let me know who you're going to play for this week. I'll try to do a better job at getting these videos out every single week. I appreciate your patience. Tweet me. Let me know who you're playing. It's at DFS On Demand, or leave a comment below. See ya.